If this is the best package you can get, do you do it?
No, I wait I keep him another year.
And then see,
and then sign and trade him if I can. I'm not trading him a year early, no matter what. You give me.
I don't understand that.
If you traded me LeBron and Durant, I would consider it. Other than that, I'm keeping him and seeing what we do this next year.
Yeah, I don't understand the idea of trading somebody a year early when you still giving up
right.
because you still hold the cards.
Exactly.
It's a contract.
Don't let them hold you hostage.
Yeah, it's just like with Kyrie. Hell, they traded him 2 years early. Like, it's a contract, bro. Like, you gonna be here. I get it. You don't want to. We'll see you in we'll see you in training camp. You can go get that surgery if you want. Try it out.
Right, try it. See.
Because the thing is, and this is what I didn't understand with that, because if he does get the surgery, he's hurting his own stock, right? Mm-hmm. He's damaged goods. So yeah, you saying you're doing it to spite me, but you the one that got to make the money. You spiting yourself. So are you really gonna do that? I would just help be like. You know how the history of Anthony Davis and his injuries.
Yep. Yeah. So, yeah, I would say Kawhi was being cautious and really, because they just whatever news just came out, it was okay, he's 90% right now.
Right. That's what. Yeah.
So
they said it was all in his head.
That it was what?
It was all in his head, all mental.
Oh, is that what they said?
Yeah.
Oh.
And right after that, then I think it was Rachel Nichols or Ramona Shelburne. One of them interviewed him, and he was like, "Nah, why would I not be playing if I wasn't really injured?"
Yeah.
And then from then on, they Kawhi wasn't even at the games.
Yeah.
They removed him from the game. So
yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Hey,
people.
Well, hey, it's an audience out there. Hey guys, or maybe not.
Maybe not.
Welcome to True Baller Thursday. I am Jay Cole. And this is
the Reggie Mathis. How's it going?
Reggie Mathis. Welcome. This is our penultimate episode.
Yeah.
We were going to end today, but it's we got the NBA draft.
NBA draft, yeah.
The past is crap. Let's look to the future. So let's look to the waves of the future. And so next week will be our season finale where we will watch and break down the NBA draft. That's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have it on in the studio. We will talk you guys through it. Whatever we have to say, I promise you, will be better, more informative, more entertaining than anything ESPN says.
I'm coming with mock drafts. I'm coming with expert analysis.
Yes. Absolutely. If you guys have watched at all and paid attention to our brackets from the finals, you know what you're getting. You know what you're in store for with my picks. So, here we go. All right, so the NBA season is officially over.
Yeah.
We've had this discussion a couple times off screen, but we got to have it again now.
Yeah.
Reggie brought up the point that the season, the playoffs, were a letdown because of the way they ended.
Yes, absolutely.
Please elaborate on that a little bit.
It's just like we were talking about. It's like a movie that is a A+ 5-star movie going into the final act. And once the final act is revealed that the guy is actually the brother of the guy who murdered everyone. Then once it's revealed like that, then you like, oh man, really, that's a letdown.
Nothing
why did I waste
came before
nothing matters.
Made sense.
Nothing matters after that.
Right.
And that's what happened. And I believe we kind of psyched ourselves into believing that we fed into these narratives. We fed into the talking heads kind of stirring up and conjuring what would be possible scenarios of something else happening. But we knew in our hearts of hearts what was actually going to happen. And we should have just stuck to their guns.
Well, I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why I didn't stick to that guns. I specifically didn't. Because at the beginning of the playoffs, me, you, Brianna were here. We were discussing, and we said, and I said, the one thing I absolutely do not want, the only thing I don't want from this playoffs is a repeat of Golden State Cavs, right? Knowing that that's coming, would you rather accept the fate in the beginning or for yourself have a little bit of fun?
Delusions of grandeur.
Yes, up to the point. I was having a blast this playoffs up to the conference finals.
But I think that comes to the point where yes, it may be best to live in reality. That way you don't hype yourself up for that fall. Because once the game one, right? Like once we were sitting in the bar in game one, and we like legitimately thought that this was gonna be something.
And JR
he said no.
No way.
And from then on, it was exactly how it was supposed to be. I actually made a Facebook post a year ago at the conclusion of last year's finals, and I reposted it this year because it was
relevant.
Yes, it was apropos.
What did it say?
It said Golden State was going to win next year. They did.
Yeah.
It said that Kevin Durant was the most important player on the Warriors. That they needed him more than he needed them. That was correct. LeBron is the best player in the league.
Yep.
But he is not the GOAT because his defense has fallen off a cliff, and we saw more of the same. So it is what it is. It's like the story has gotten a little stale. We need something to kind of revamp this storyline. I don't know. Vince need to go back there and
this storyline right here.
Yeah, this is tired. This is tired.
Yeah. So people are talking about the dynasty now that is the Golden State Warriors and the greatness that is the team.
Do you see them as a dynasty? Do you see them as a dynasty?
I have to say yes because I have anybody else who's had 3 championships in a certain span, I have considered a dynasty.
I don't.
I have not taken time to say, okay, this is what my dynasty is. So maybe if I did that, there would be less dynasties, and I would have an actual definition. But please tell me what you think.
I don't consider them a dynasty quite yet because we're really talking about 2 different teams. We're talking about the team that won the first championship, which is a team that adds Kevin Durant is a totally different team than the team that won that first championship. And quite honestly, that team that won the first championship, if we just kind of look back at it, Kyrie was injured, Kevin Love was injured. Like,
right, so they should have lost 2.
I don't believe they would have won that one, right?
Yeah.
So then they win 73-9. They lose to the Cavs.
Yeah.
And then they get Kevin Durant, and it kind of jumpstarts a whole, to me, in my mind, that's a whole different team.
Yeah.
Now it jumpstarts their dynasty.
Okay, so who would you say is the core of the team, though?
I would say the core of the team is those 4. Andre Iguodala is a core member, but I would not say he is as important and integral to the team as those 4.
Okay, because just throw this out there, not to compare one-to-one players, but as a situation, would the Bulls' 6 championships in 8 years be a dynasty?
See, no, and I think of those as two different teams.
Okay. Right, because that's what I was going to bring up. They are Pippen, Jordan, and two totally different casts.
Different teams. I think of those. They're two different dynasties, right? Because they won 3. I do think so once you get to 3, that's a dynasty. But they're two totally different teams. Like I don't consider the Spurs. I consider the Spurs as an A-class organization, but I don't believe that they ever had a dynasty because it was just moving parts around Tim Duncan and Manu and Parker. It was everybody else was just kind of interchangeable.
Interesting. So by that we would have had 3 dynasties? We got Boston Celtics 2 different times. The Lakers 2 different times. The Magic Lakers and the Kobe Shaq Lakers. And then the Bulls 2 different times.
That's it.
So we've had 3 teams 2 times each, basically, as dynasties. Huh. Okay. I can't argue with that one. The reason why I don't want to I don't know. There's just something about this team that doesn't sit right with me. And let me take off everything that I feel about how horribly people bash LeBron and how ridiculous it is. Let me pretend like LeBron isn't in the league, okay? You have a team that won a championship, won a record number of games, made it to Game 7 of the next year's championship. Turned out they lost. So you are the best team in the league because you have made it to this place 2 years in a row and have broken the regular season record.
That was one of my points.
You are the best team in the league, and then you add the best player in the league. Because remember, we don't have LeBron right now. So you add the best player in the league who you just... The NBA, and I've been trying... You talk about making your own narratives. We made our own narratives, right, for this playoffs. And well, I've been making a narrative for the NBA and how fantastic it was. But the fact, and I will never forget this, and I will never let them live it down, that they blocked that Chris Paul trade. You have a competition committee, and yet you let this happen.
And this is why there has to be some discussion, and it probably has been just in the upcoming collective bargaining agreement, because this just can't happen. This can't happen for the sheer balance of the brand and making sure that the brand stays on point. And you're climbing. You're right now. You're catching ground on the NFL. But you can't have this team being so they're so far in ahead, better than the other teams that it becomes it's ridiculous. Now I will say this, right? And we kind of talked about this before. There is one caveat. Change the playoff structure. So no more East and West.
Right.
And it's best 16 teams. Because I do think then we actually will see them get challenged. Because then we're seeing them having to face Houston in the championship.
Right. So you're saying let's separate everybody by record, not by conference.
Exactly.
And this has been a discussion I think before. I think our producer has something.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to piggyback on that exact sentiment because how many times have we seen the conference final being the finals? Where we're like, well, that was the finals game right there. And we've seen 20. That's what I'm saying.
Even in Jordan.
And listen, him versus the Knicks was the conference finals. Was the finals.
That was the finals. You never thought that Seattle had a chance.
You never thought that.
You didn't think
never
the Jazz
thought Utah
really
had a chance.
Nobody really thought.
Nobody
the
thought
Jazz
that. And
was gonna beat them.
after the Reggie Mathis pointed out to me about, he was like, "Nah, I want you to go look at that Portland team again because, I saw him differently." And he's like, "I need you to go look at them again, and look at how handedly Chicago beat them."
And when they beat LA, was it a 5 game?
5 games.
It was 5 games.
LA. Or was it? It was 5, wasn't it? Or was it a sweep?
I want to say it was 5.
It was either a sweep or a 5.
I'm gonna look this up.
It was quick.
It was
a quickie.
And everybody was like, "Wow, the Bulls are here."
But because they had to go through, you had to go through the ringer just to get there.
And Bomani Jones brought that up. It was very interesting because they were like, somebody said something about LeBron's path to the finals. He was like, Magic never had a difficult path to the finals. The West was trash back then.
Really, it was. The West was the Lakers and everyone else, right? Houston had a little run after they got the Twin Towers, but it was pretty much the Lakers and everyone else. In the East, it was a battle. And now you have the West is a battle, and the East, it's going to be fruitful in the next 3 years. But right now, it's not, man. It's not.
I'm going to give you your take on this because I feel like contraction is the way right now. But Reggie says, no, there's enough talent coming up.
There's enough
that
talent.
It's going to be balanced. I'm going to give you that. I'm going to give you 3 years. And 3 years from now, if we're on this show or a variation of this show, and that has come true, I will absolutely be like, Reggie was right. If
but
not,
I will say
I'm calling
this.
for contraction.
I will say this. Some of these GMs got to actually know how to do their damn job. Because there is enough talent, right? And teams like San Antonio had show. Hell, Boston before they got loaded with as much talent as they got this year. They showed you last year. You can win with some bits and pieces and put together a squad. There's talent. But GMs, coaches, they got to do a better job of putting together talent and actually doing some coaching. I'm tired of seeing the rehashes, and I'm kind of tired of seeing some of these coaches that, hell, you just you went overseas and you coached a couple of years, and you may have won a Italy championship, and now you get a chance to coach the NBA. Like, I don't understand that. Because this is two different games.
Or even like we're saying, your boy's about to get another chance.
Who's that?
Jason Kidd. Who interviewed Jason Kidd?
What was that? We saw Detroit
interviewing Jason Kidd. You about to give this man a third chance?
Why even bring him in? Why even bring him in? Hey man, you go sit in the announcer's booth. You go do some of that. Learn.
Go be an assistant.
Go to college.
That's what I'm saying. You be an assistant at Memphis or something like that, please.
Yes,
something.
you cut your teeth and have to work your way up. Like, no more the play. No more. I don't want to see no more players step out and become head coaches without earning their stripes.
Maybe they learned it because apparently I was in Orlando and the local station was talking about how Stackhouse was the pick for Orlando, and now he's all of a sudden an assistant coach at a college.
Yeah, he went somewhere, but yeah. I'm glad. First of all, I'm glad that Stackhouse is taking that road to being a coach. And you got to start doing the scouting. You got to start making. You got to work your way up. Patrick Ewing did it. He's leading Georgetown now. Yep. You got to do that, man. Just because you was a great player doesn't mean that you need to coach people. Doesn't mean that you need to have say over people's careers. Like, nah.
What's remarkable to me is, like, no one's talking about it and how much of a great job Juwan Howard played as an assistant for years.
Yes.
Yep. And now he's being looked at for head coaching positions. I think he did it the best way, the right way. Kerr was another guy who who cut his teeth being an assistant. We all remember watching him as an assistant and learning the game. But I want to go back to something that Reggie said. Something really needs to be said about being a slightly above average GM.
Yes.
I mean, like legit.
Yes.
A slightly above average GM. You know, like beyond a good GM, right? Because I think there's a handful of good GMs out there, and then the guy that's the slightly above average one, who you like, man, they making some smart moves and some smart decisions. And then you got the exception GMs like Boston.
Exactly.
And
you got the Danny Ainge, your R.C. Bufords.
Yeah.
You got, you know what I'm saying, the exceptionals, like, but you have those tiers, right?
You have those tiers.
The bottom is too many. I would say the bottom half of the league is filled with terrible GMs.
How do you have the world's greatest player has been in your organization for the better part of his entire career, and you could not go out and go, okay, hold on. We need a GM and we need a coach here. How do you have an answer for that?
No, I was just gonna say you got one championship to speak of.
One.
Well, you should have, the way Reggie spelled it out. I would say, legitimately, LeBron should have had, and the city of Cleveland should have had 4.
LeBron's been the best player, like legitimately the best player in the league since 08.
Yeah.
I would say that was probably he led the league in scoring 08. That's when he almost averaged 38 and 8. That's when and that was 22, 23-year-old LeBron, right? So to not get more than one championship, even if you just take out the 4 years that he was in Miami. So you're looking at that's 10 years. He was in Cleveland 6 of those years. He got one championship. Mm-hmm. One. Now I know you ran into a buzzsaw this year and last year, but you should have definitely got more out of LeBron.
They should have had one at least one the first go round,
mm-hmm.
and another one this. Matter of fact,
when they lost
the first go round,
they won 62 games and then lost to Orlando Magic.
Yep. And again, right, that's what I'm talking about. Like when you go, wait a minute, we got the best player in the world here. Okay, like you guys knew what you were getting when he came in there. After 06 season, 07 and 08.
You knew where this trajectory was going.
You knew where the trajectory was going. You knew. You knew. And that's what I just, you go, what is going on with the front office?
Yeah. And they get passes because everyone blames the players. But they get all of the passes to be, and they're getting more jobs. Like they will suck at one job, and then get brought up on another job. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. You gotta look at the fact how many former Cavs coaches have been given another head coaching job since they coached LeBron.
Yes,
I think your boy got half of a season at LA.
Brown. Yep.
He didn't even get a full season.
Yeah.
They were like, "Oh yeah, that's
Kobe,
right."
Because Kobe
like,
was
that's right.
Kobe was like, "This ain't gonna work.
Nah.
This ain't gonna work."
That dude Brown was getting 2 checks.
2, yes.
He was still getting paid by 2 other organizations
while
while
he was working for
Golden State. While he was on the
might
bench.
Be the smartest man in the league, but he ain't the best coach.
He was getting 3 paychecks. He was always smiling.
Right.
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, life is real good. But
what I got the coach for?
I don't know, man. Like it's so problematic, the NBA.
It is.
It's I think that the entire infrastructure, like the way that I feel about the American infrastructure is the way
About capitalism.
Oh my God.
But see, so that goes back to contraction. Number one, these motherfuckers know they gonna get in here and make money.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in the league. How much did the Milwaukee Bucks, which I like the organization, I know that's Rabel's favorite team. Let's be honest, it's in Milwaukee, right? Milwaukee, Wisconsin, which is what, the 12th to 14th biggest market in the league.
Hurry up and get to your point.
How much did that sell for, or was gonna sell for? Somebody bought that recently, right? Or at least it was for sale.
It was for sale. I don't know if it went through.
For 400.
Nah, it was
No,
more.
it was more than that.
I'm sorry. Was it close to $1 billion? They were
close to
talking.
$1 billion.
Yeah,
they were talking
close
about
to
$1 billion
Yeah.
for the Milwaukee Bucks.
But that's what
$3 billion for the LA Clippers, right?
$2 billion.
$2 billion.
But this is because the league is in such a good standing now that they're maximizing on their TV dollars. And
Absolutely.
TV but
Absolutely.
I will say this:
Because of
before that, these franchises was going for some chump change.
Yeah.
You could get up until I would say maybe 5 years ago, 6 years, you could get a franchise for 125 million. 100 million. So that's 2 multi-millionaires getting together and say, "Hey, we're gonna buy a franchise."
Yeah.
Now to get in the game, you're looking at close to $1 billion, and that's just telling how much talent. And really, I mean, it's the LeBron, the Durant, and all that factor, and how much talent is in the league, and how
Yeah, and let's be very, very clear. China.
Yeah.
There are more NBA fans in Beijing than there are America.
That's why if you're Dwayne Wade, you can wear Lennings. What is it, Lenning? And you could be. And you don't have to rely on a Nike or Adidas for your shoe deal. Or Klay Thompson is an Anta or something like that.
Yeah.
You have your shoe deal in China, and you can
go to another country, miss dunks,
and
still get paid
and make money.
Not even hey. You,
especially when you're winning, and you in Golden State, and you in Oakland, you're
printing money. Like it's like Disney bucks at this point. Right. It's like real money, but fun. Here, take these fun coupons. That's what I call them. I call them fun coupons.
Oh man, if Steph was smart, he would have left Under Armour and had got with one of these Chinese.
You think they're not wooing him? Do you think that they're not counting down the days till that contract is over?
Because and they're moving from Oakland to actually being in San Francisco. I think it's after next year.
Yes. They're literally moving, and they're supposedly it's gonna be the most beautiful. Have you seen?
It's right on the water.
It's right on the water. It's glass.
Yes.
It's all it's like you can see
that we are marking now the decline of that franchise. They are no longer gonna win. As soon as they move, they're gonna be making money.
Well, and I will say this: it is something to be said about being in like Oakland, having that support, because like Oakland embraces the Warriors in a way that most cities don't. Indianapolis don't embrace the Pacers like Oakland. When Oakland loses, it's still a fun environment.
They were one of the most rowdiest before they started, right before they started building up, and they were sucking.
Yeah.
They would still consistently one of the sellout crowds, the rowdiest hardest crowd to play under.
Yes. But let's talk about the Raiders.
Yes.
Like, listen, man, listen.
Support.
Listen. I want to say that city is one of the best sports cities, in America. You know, like, I'm putting that up there with Chicago, Boston, Cleveland. You know, those are great sports cities, man.
Die hard. Real fan, not transplants. You know, like, we've had how many iterations of Golden State Warrior basketball, and that they have had beloved fans. You remember that old lady? Did y'all ever see that promo of that old lady? She was like 70-something years old, and she has been a season ticket holder for 30-something years, maybe even longer, and she had never missed a home game. Like, it was a beautiful story. Yeah. And I couldn't believe it, man. That that's got from Rick Barry.
Yeah.
You got the Run TMC.
Oh, my favorite. Run TMC.
Boom Diddy and that squad, and Steven Jackson and that squad.
Yeah.
So like, it's just even they support even the losers. So it will be something to see when they're no longer in Oakland, how that fan base turns out, because that yuppie money that is not the same.
Yeah, and that again, there we go talking about that fair weather fan.
Yeah. See, we're gonna see coming up in the next couple years how Oklahoma City fans are versus them Seattle fans.
Yes,
that's gonna be interesting. Now,
yes, that's a good point. It's easy to support
when you're winning.
They brought Durant over.
Yeah, they brought Durant. First they brought Durant over, and they drafted Russell Westbrook. Yeah. Like, so it's easy to support when you see the end of the tunnel. You already know, well, we've got some good chances of having something good here. I want to see, does Oklahoma City support this team when they don't have Westbrook to cheer for?
You talking about when those tumbleweeds that are rolling down the street start rolling through that building?
Exactly.
That's going to be interesting.
Because we're talking, I'm seeing pieces about how Cleveland's going to take an economic hit.
Oh, man.
When LeBron leaves. We're talking about Oklahoma City. What happens when that team
franchise
sucks?
Can that franchise make it? That's a real question.
That is a real question.
Now, I want to go back to this is some of the most intriguing dialogue, and this is something that I still don't hear a lot of the big media outlets talking about, right? So because I think that we really dive into it. We don't have agendas here. We don't have to, adhere to, ownership and stuff like that. So let me ask this question. Let me see what you guys think about this. What is wrong with city leadership going to Dan Gilbert like, listen, Dan, I get it. You're a businessman. No disrespect.
Yeah.
You're fucking up, bro.
Yeah.
You're fucking up big time.
And you know what it is?
Yeah.
I think it's because he's not a Clevelander.
Yeah, because he's from Detroit.
He's from Detroit. He's got real estate all through
downtown.
All of the new downtown. He's got handprint.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's Dan Gilbert, bro.
Yeah.
He went and bought downtown pennies on the dollar.
Even the convention center has his internet. His internet, they upgraded it to his internet with the gigabyte speed. So so
Gilbert
I think
gigs.
so I think it is a little bit of that where it's hard to speak because he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand. It's not his city. It's not his city. So whatever happens, he can just sell the team and he can move on.
That's so dumb because if I'm that guy, I want two cities. I want my hometown. I want
this.
I want it all.
You are that invested in the city. Be invested.
Be invested
in the community.
Because and then here's the thing too, he got on after LeBron James got drafted, so he got in when the getting was good. It was Gunn. It was Gunn who again Clevelander through and through. He sold it because he was up in age and getting sickly. Sold it to this businessman who never
you can do what you were going to do.
Say what you gonna say.
Go back. You edited yourself.
Just
But I caught it
Thursday. Come on. Yeah.
I caught it. Go ahead.
But yeah, sold it to
this bitch ass.
And from then on, it's only been about the money. It's only been about the money for him.
Yeah.
The money for him, not the money for the city.
But in the money for the city turn around and do it for you, I just don't understand how
together.
people
Connection,
make business decisions.
It all works together. I don't understand it either.
Because he got that quickie loans money, man.
Yeah.
When you think about that. When you're actually living off of the mortgages of and the finances of other people, like it's easy to kind of be disassociated. Yikes. We're not. It's easy to be disassociated a little bit. So.
Agree. I know, right?
Damn. Whew. See that? That's why I wanted to have the conversation. Like, let's say something that other people aren't hitting on, and
but that's the beauty of like Mark Cuban, right? Ingratiated himself in the community.
Yeah.
Made himself a Dallas native, and so. The Mavs, and again, a team that shows out and shows up for even a sucky team like the Mavs who've been sucking for a little bit, they still show up and show out because they're a part of the community.
Because he loves the game.
He loves the game.
Start with.
He loves the game. And he understands. He understands the process of this. Yeah. You good to me. I'm good to you. You good to me. And we work together.
Yeah. Like, thank you for bringing up Cuban because it's crazy. How no matter what you all say about him, he's a very clever businessman.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he has. I just always wondered why he couldn't lure that tier 1, tier 2 player there. Like what? Because they said he had state of the art facilities. They say the dressing rooms are second to none. They say a second to none. What is it? About that, and Dallas is a great city.
Yes.
You want to talk about money?
Yeah.
You want to talk money?
Market. Yeah.
Yes.
Listen, Dallas ain't nothing to sneeze at when you want to talk money. And if you want to look at becoming a billionaire athlete, I would easily want to go get that Texas dollar.
You know how many different companies you dip your fingers, dip your toes in. Dip your toes in some oil money. Right. Dip your toes, like you know how energy. You can dip your. You don't even gotta put your whole hand. Just dip your toe in. And it worked for
One of your goons dip your toe in that, bitch.
But that's what. But they said that's what Durant was drawn to in making his decision for going to Oklahoma was the tech industry and his business ventures outside of basketball. And it makes sense. It's like, okay,
But he didn't make that choice.
what do you mean?
Durant didn't make that choice. They moved him.
He chose to go to the Warriors because of
Golden
Warriors.
State.
Yeah,
Golden
State.
State.
Okay.
Because it's in the Bay Area,
Silicon Valley.
Silicon
Yeah.
Valley,
Oh, yeah.
down the street.
Yeah.
And all of his
Absolutely.
different tech businesses that he was
Basically
trying.
marijuana
Right, which
ventures.
I want to see, man. Let's talk about that. When is the first active athlete?
hey, they predicted it on Ballers.
Yes, they did.
I
They
haven't seen.
predicted. You know what? Okay, I'm not gonna say nothing.
You ain't jumped into it yet?
Nah.
You gotta
What you
watch
waiting
it.
for?
Yeah, what are
I'm
you
waiting for my brother William Mathis to go ahead and download that onto Plex. William Mathis.
Yeah. Put him out there. Put Big Will out there.
Big Will out there. Will,
And
what
he
you
really don't care.
He don't.
I mean, let me be very honest with you. I don't even know him that well, but nothing
He
like
don't
that.
care.
Nothing like
He
that
don't
moves
care,
him.
like-
I don't care.
What do you mean? I got more Dragon Ball Z for you to watch.
Dragon Ball G12.
take that go-to bitch if you
Yeah,
have
right.
All right. I'm sure we got more conversation on this, but speaking of going somewhere where your interests lie,
Okay.
let's have a little bit of more of a discussion on Bron and Bron. Okay.
That's a good Photoshop that
Yeah.
that selfie.
It really is.
It really
is.
is.
This was a bigger picture. I didn't have time to fit it all in. They had Golden State in there. We know he's not going to Golden State. That's just
Nah,
another
that's
talking
not.
point. He ain't going to Celtics. I don't know why they're acting like
It's-
that is a location for him.
Generate conversation. That's all.
That's ridiculous. I still don't see him going to Philadelphia.
Man, he look like Kendrick Perkins in that.
Right there? Yes, he does. I mean, I see LA now as stronger. Apparently, his son committed to a high school.
Yeah.
In
I didn't
LA.
even know he was ready for high school.
I thought he was like
He's like
7th grade.
It's like
Is he?
13, man. That's,
Yeah.
Isn't that like 7th grade? Yeah, that's like
So
7th
that's why
grade.
he's committing, because they're like, oh no, we're gonna be here when I'm a high school student. So I don't know when this is supposed to happen. I saw somewhere where they were like, oh, on Wednesday he's gonna tell Cleveland whether he's gonna stay or not. But
On
we
Wednesday?
we would have found out.
Nah.
If that was true, we would have found out. So I don't believe that was true.
Yeah, I can't see him making that decision. Maybe he's gonna actually opt out. Tell him that he's gonna opt out.
Uh-huh.
But I can't see him.
Well, but this wasn't a reliable source. They was just saying something. So I don't
people
know.
just be throwing
People
stuff.
just throw shit up against the wall and see what sticks. I want to talk about this because this is his third switch, right? This will be his third switch.
His third decision.
So this will be the third time he keeps the city of Cleveland on pins and needles. I think it's not fair for him to do this to this city.
You know what? I was thinking about this. I think Cleveland has resigned themselves to what's going to happen.
I believe
I
so.
think the standing ovation, the chance of MVP after Game 4. I think all of that, and they got the championship. Cleveland is like the side chick that doesn't want much. You know, she ain't never had much. So you take her to Red Lobster a
Right.
couple of times. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to do a whole lot of splurging on her.
Yeah.
That's what Cleveland is. So they had the championship. They had their good run. I think they're like, you know what? Go ahead, Brian. Go ahead and leave us. We're okay.
So here's my thing though. A lot of these places, I'm still not confident because of the conversation we had earlier. There's not a lot of those top level GMs. So where's he gonna go that they're gonna actually put the right team around him?
He's going to have to, almost just like how he did with Cleveland, he's going to have to manufacture it. He's going to have to be, like we talked about last year, where he had those conversation with, not last year, last week, have that conversation with Paul George and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. You coming with? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you coming with. Okay, when I make my decision, you make your decision. It's going to have to be that.
This is what I think, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you guys to dismiss Boston.
Really?
Okay.
Have you noticed his slant when speaking about Kyrie?
With how he calls him his what do you call him the young fella, the young
He has been. I've seen 2 interviews where he was like, "I did not want them to trade Kyrie."
yeah.
I said like he is, and I don't think it's just him talking. I think he is putting the feelers out there to get back to him to like, fella,
we can make this.
Come on, man. Like, I think that Kyrie got into his feelings. Like, all right, now you got injured. You know, like, see what that's like. I got Gordon Hayward, me, you, that core. We can run through. That core can beat Golden State.
Can beat Golden State.
What you add LeBron. You listen. You don't even have to bring.
Need to add LeBron. I think
exactly.
If they were healthy, that goes 7.
And Danny Ainge, listen.
Yeah.
I think LeBron has entered a stage where he doesn't want to be the GM. He doesn't want to be the coach. He wants to go somewhere and play.
Yeah. So, in saying that, because again, being a business, him being a business, he has to take everything into account. And he has to take into account his family's interests.
Yeah.
Do you think his family would want to live?
Listen, okay, let's
because I'm talking about. I know I've seen LeBron likes to be with he likes to go to his kids' game. He likes to be.
And that's the scary part, like because I immediately want to go. LeBron, you're damn near a billionaire athlete. Send them to LA where they want to be, but he's super family oriented. Like them little dudes be waiting for him.
Yeah, after the game
in the tunnel.
Yeah.
They hang out, they get autographs.
He'll have a game on Friday night and then be in the gym watching and some AAU tournament watching his son play, watching both his sons play, and he's cheering them on. So like he's really into being that. So I don't know if he can be without.
Right. So with that being said, the next option it leaves 2 options. It only leaves 2 options, and I'll tell you, option 2. Option 2 is Miami. You go back to Miami. That's option 2, right? Great leadership down there. You got a great GM. You got an above-average coach.
Yeah.
You got an above-average coach. I think you got a couple little pieces. Can they make a run? And no. Can they be right back in the finals with LeBron? Absolutely.
They could pull a talent. They could pull a talent or 2 there.
Maybe.
Maybe. In South Florida, I think they could pull.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's probable.
He can be like, hey, Paul.
It's probable. Yeah. You know what I mean? But like as it stands, it's probable. I think
what were they? The 6 seed?
6.
Yeah.
6.
So they're number 1 seed next.
They go back at least. They go 4 seeds up 2. They go to 2, right? Yeah. And then they beat whomever, and they're back in the finals with LeBron James, right? That's believable to me. That's a possibility. The most probable is what Reggie said. He wants to be around his kids. Blah, blah, blah. That's Los Angeles. Yeah. Listen, everyone that's ever been a Laker is attached to it. But here's the thing that I want us to have a conversation about. Has your boy's comments fucked that scenario?
Who?
Kobe being Bryant.
That's a good point. I've seen people talk about Lonzo and Kuzma and their little online beef and how that may have played, but nobody's really focused on Kobe's.
So I'm gonna tell you because Colin Cowherd did.
Oh, did he? Okay. What did he say?
And what Colin Cowherd said was Kobe. I'm gonna do it like Colin did. He said Kobe's got a legacy that he's trying to uphold. And his legacy is kind of fading. He's trying to reinsert himself in the conversation. Magic Johnson's legacy is rock solid.
Rock solid. It ain't going nowhere.
Magic Johnson's the most popular Laker ever. He's got that on lock. Is Kobe the most popular Laker?
Nah.
No. Is Kobe the best Laker ever? No. Was Kobe the best Laker on the championship team? No. Kobe's trying to throw as much salt as he can
He
because
is.
the last thing he wants is because the moment LeBron come out to LA, all them 4s on them jerseys that you see in LA change to a 3.
It ain't no more 24s. It ain't no more 8s. Ain't no more.
No, you'll have the core of the Kobe fans, and everybody's gonna be wearing LeBron jerseys.
Hell, the Kobe
And
fans. The Kobe fans are gonna
let him win.
Yeah, the Kobe fans are rocking LeBron James. Like, I, to me anyway, I don't like talking about Kobe because it's so frustrating. First of all, I hate his stance. I hate him with a passion because they don't look at logic. They don't look at facts, anything like that. They just look at how Kobe made them feel. And Kobe was not that.
He don't look at facts. He's like, you just gotta find a way.
You just gotta find a way, man. How did you listen, Kobe?
Kobe found a way. He said, "I'm gonna leave if y'all don't make a team."
Exactly, Kobe. You was threatening to sit out. You was threatening to sit out.
And people and this little narrative. They're like, he's rewriting this narrative. He said, he'd do whatever to win, but you drove Shaq out. If you had kept him, you would have won a couple more.
Exactly.
So you don't care more about winning.
Exactly, and look back at those finals, right? Look back at that finals against the Pistons. Shaq was eating. They were single covering Shaq with Ben Wallace, who was all of 6'5", 6'6", right?
Not even 6'6".
You're right. And Shaq was eating. He had 30 and 20. And instead of just keep feeding Shaq, Kobe Bryant has got to take his shots. Like, that's what Kobe has never been about winning as much as Kobe is about Kobe. And I absolutely believe that this is what Kobe's doing.
Absolutely.
He is keeping his name in the, because really we're not talking about Kobe no more. Kobe is
what? Exactly.
And when you talk about legacies, we still talking about MJ.
He brought Cowherd brought up the point. He said he retweeted. Did you see the retweet?
Nah.
Somebody said if Kobe was on these Cavs teams, they wouldn't have won any.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And Kobe retweeted, and Cowherd was like, "This guy was a nobody." He picked up a tweet of somebody who wasn't, some nobody on Twitter.
Yeah.
But he had to say, "Well, we face the Spurs every single season, but okay." He did. He pulled a Carmelo.
Listen, we're still talking about Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson don't have no championships. We still endearingly talk about Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about Kobe like that, and I think it eats at his soul.
Yes.
I would love to see if LeBron goes to LA, how that dynamic plays out. Right?
Not one. Not two. Because I'm gonna tell you like this, everybody. Hey, came into the show real quick. This is your boy. This is the Big Aristotle. Someone said about me eating, so I just want to let you know, without a shadow of a doubt, baby, if that kept feeding me, it'd have just been barbecue chicken.
Barbecue chicken.
Just been barbecue chicken all night, baby. I'd have just been eating barbecue chicken.
Yep. From a man's mouth himself.
Listen, LeBron goes. What did we say about your man's stats? What's the young fella? Lonzo. Lonzo's stats were actually better his rookie season than Kobe Bryant's.
Okay. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Cowherd brought this up too. Was Kuzma hurt this or Ingram was hurt?
Ingram.
With Ingram and Ball hurt for a long stretch of the season, they still won 35 games.
Mm-hmm. I think Lonzo played 51. B.I. played like 60, 66, 67, something like that.
So 20, 30 games each.
Yeah.
They won 35 still.
Yeah.
Add George and LeBron to that.
Yes.
So here's something else. Don't lose that spirit. I want you to keep that same energy. Because everybody, you keep that same energy. What's that real Jewy face guy on FS1? I like him.
With Nick Wright or?
He's on a show, First Thing First.
Yes,
Yeah, Nick Wright.
Nick Wright,
Yeah.
right? Mm-hmm. He said that...
Hey.
What?
Nothing. They were going in on him on Twitter, but it was Kobe fans. Go ahead.
Exactly. Because he said something that was really... He said Kobe wanted to be the Kobe versus Jordan discussion, and the only discussion he got is Kobe versus Duncan.
No, really. That's the only discussion he got,
And
it's still Duncan. Like people,
it's still Duncan.
people want to talk about no. When Jordan passed the mantle, Kobe didn't pick it up.
Nope.
Shaq picked it up for a few years. Duncan picked it up. Kevin Garnett was in there as well.
Kevin Garnett
was in there as well.
Yep.
Dirk was in there as well.
Yep.
But there was no point where Kobe was in that discussion. We would talk about Kobe or T-Mac. We would talk about Kobe or T-Mac, man.
He called him a lesser version of Jordan. He modeled his game exactly after Jordan, whereas LeBron is a completely different player.
Listen, I always think of the Kobe Bryant commercial with Kanye West about LeBron James. But are you the same monster or the different beast? Whatever you say. What the fuck does that mean? Or a different beast, Kobe? The fuck does that mean, Kobe Bryant? I think LeBron James is what he was describing. Listen. We do not remember fondly. We don't remember fondly and truthfully that he had two different teams. When Shaquille O'Neal was your focal, you were winning.
Yes.
When Pau Gasol, Bynum, and
Yes.
Lamar Odom
Yes.
were like, do you all forget?
Yes.
And remember that they would lose when Bynum was off.
Yes.
'Cause
They
and
lost when Bynum was out.
I wish people would just go back and just appreciate Paul Gasol. Paul Gasol saved Kobe Bryant, especially in that last championship against the Celtics. He saved Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant, you know what his stats were that last game? His shooting stats? 8 for 24.
Oh yeah.
8 for 24.
Also, both numbers.
And
Both
and
numbers.
matter of fact,
Both
motherfucking
numbers.
fact.
33%.
Oh, that's hilarious. Man, we just got thinking on this show. We got thinking. But do you remember there was a season when they weren't good, and Kobe didn't take a shot like the fourth quarter?
That was against the Suns. That was the
It
second
was the
half.
playoffs, right?
The second half in the playoffs.
But
Game
but
7.
LeBron gave up.
Game 7 against not the Spurs, against the Suns. This wasn't even peak Steve Nash Suns,
Right.
man. This was Raja Bell.
Hey,
And
listen, what's his name? Wasn't even there no more. Sotomayor
Sotomayor wasn't there.
Listen, so we talking about
Raja Bell.
Yeah.
Raja Bell.
The Kobe stopper, Raja Bell.
we talking about run of the mill, and they was up 3-1. They started going down. Shit hit the fan, and he threw a tantrum the whole second half. Mister, I do whatever it takes to win. Didn't take not a one shot. I guess he thought that was gonna get him. To
Okay,
win.
do me a favor. Go find that, and I need you to start trolling Kobe fans. Like for the next, for like
Yes.
for the weekend.
Yes.
I want you to say, "Can you please tell me what happened here?
What happened here, man?
What happened here?" Like I think I need
Just-
both of y'all
Yes.
to start
That's
trolling
happening. I'm doing it.
Kobe. Feel like what happened
So,
here?
can you explain? D got made.
He got me.
Because it's real. So listen, to go back to how this whole conversation started. He is petrified.
Yes.
He is, because let us be very clear. It will be 3 statues out front that will be the most revered statues.
Yes.
And Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant are not one of them.
Exactly.
It will be Magic, LeBron, Kareem.
Yes.
It will listen.
Let Bron win too.
Let Bron. I will say this. Let Bron win one. Let Bron win one, because in the way that we think about things now, it's the microwave age. I don't think fans now understand the lineage of Lakers.
Yeah.
Like, it's been so far removed, and Kobe's last championship was 8 years ago.
8 years,
8 years
ago.
So they don't even. Most of these fans that are watching now, they don't remember. They don't recall the good years. And hell, let's keep it real. Those last 2 championships. Would you consider those the best years of Lakers? Nah.
No.
They ain't even in the. You lucked up and won two
You
championships.
lucked up.
Because I mean, in the lineage of Laker history, we're not talking about those last 2.
No.
So
No.
LeBron wins and wins like how we think they'll win, just like up and down in a fast, a fun style, it's gonna reignite the Showtime
Yes.
Lakers. It's gonna take over, and it's gonna be
He's Magic 2.0.
exactly. It's gonna be a
Yes.
nightly Sports Center. We're talking not just nightly Sports Center, but we're talking about everything that they do. It's gonna be rock stars, and they're gonna be on trending on Twitter for whatever they do, and every arena that they go to, and all the conversations. It's gonna take on an image of its own, and I think he will surpass the history of Kobe Bryant.
Oh, easily. So let me. If Paul George joins him, are they good?
They're real good. I think people don't understand how good. First of all, I don't think people really know how good Lonzo Ball is as a player.
Yeah.
I don't think people understand how good or how much progression Brandon Ingram has made as a player. Brandon Ingram averaged 8 points or something like that his rookie year. He averaged almost 17. Yeah, like this year.
Yep.
So when you're talking about young players who are growing, and Kyle Kuzma averaged 16 as a rookie. When you're talking about young players who are on the come up, and you talk about you bring in two established, like one dominant and then one Scottie Pippen, it's just gonna take off. I wholeheartedly believe it's gonna be Showtime because you got young athletes and they're gonna be running up and down the court.
Yeah, exactly. Because George can still go.
Yes.
Oh, George and LeBron.
And LeBron.
Yes.
I think, and here's the thing though. I wanted one more thing, Reg. I think going to the Lakers, he will find the defense again. He don't have to find it. He will use it again because I think he was slacking on the defense to make sure he was putting up numbers. Because he had to.
He had to put them.
He had to. He was like, "Hey, I can't. I'm not gonna do both." You want to talk about the greatest basketball IQ? He knew when and where to do it. He found his spot.
Because I don't care how good your individual defense is. If your team defense sucks, your individual defense ain't doing shit.
And here's the thing that's going to be good about the Lakers. You're talking about everybody is going to be 6'6" to 6'10". It's going to be long as hell. This is going to be what you would
Golden State's worst nightmare.
It's Golden State's worst nightmare because now you talk about switching. Everybody can guard anybody.
And then all you gotta do is let LeBron get in Ball's ear.
Oh yeah.
About you want to be what your dad says is go after Curry.
Yes.
And he just go after him like a fucking bloodhound.
This would take off. It would take off so much pressure for Ball. All Ball would need to do is lock down. Like LeBron, first of all, Lonzo Ball is an underrated defender. He was like top 2 in the league as far as point guards as on defense. So now all he has to do is focus on defense and focus on getting your 3-point shot together.
Yep, facilitating.
And doing what you do. That's what you do anyway. It's facilitating. But just make sure that you knock down the 3. I guarantee we're talking about changing the narrative of Lonzo Ball.
Yeah.
Because then all of a sudden all he needs to be is a lockdown defender and knock down 3. Because B.I. can handle the ball. Paul George can handle the ball. We know Brian can handle the ball. So I think it's gonna bring back some excitement to the league.
Yep.
And I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah.
Does Ball become a Tony Parker-esque?
That's what I would say.
Okay.
Tony Parker.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Yeah. Absolutely. What's LeVar Ball said?
Yeah.
LeVar Ball said Lonzo Ball would make LeBron better.
But what you just said, listen,
because
it's not even a backhanded statement.
It's all about freeing up,
yes.
so LeBron doesn't have to be like LeBron. I don't think LeBron wants to be pounded.
No,
try to cross you up, try to step back. I don't think he wants it for the twilight of his career. He don't want to live like that.
No, and that's what and that's why I said Celtics. Like, fam,
Yeah, man.
Fam.
You
Come
talking
on.
like that makes me like, oh my, I do not believe it'll happen, especially because of the family situation.
That's the
but
only
LeBron with that talent and with that coach.
And the GM,
Yeah.
listen, and Boston, listen. You want to talk about he's going to go to either of the storied franchises, right? But Reggie said something a little bit ago. I don't know if we were on camera or off. I don't remember, but he said if he goes to LA, it's Lakers versus Celtics again.
Yeah, I said that last week.
Last
you
week.
said that.
Last
Yeah, that
week,
was last
yes. Yep.
Then
Absolutely.
Then there you go.
Absolutely. I would look forward to that.
He gets out the East. Listen,
Yeah, let the young Celtics and let Brad Stevens have their.
because they're going to.
They're going
Absolutely.
to. It's no question.
Sorry, Philly.
Yeah, Philly.
Learn how to shoot.
Learn how to shoot. Right. Right. Learn how to shoot.
Learn how to shoot.
Get some jumpers. Simmons, take some jumpers. Hell,
just
and
don't-
folks.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Both
just
of
don't take
y'all,
lessons
man.
from Markel.
Both of them need to be shooting jumpers all summer long.
How many a day? How many a day do they? 1,000 a day?
Nigga, 1,000. 1,000 on the low
memory.
side. Like
They
right.
should wake up like this.
But you know what? This is what I don't understand about NBA players. Some NBA players.
Say it.
Because if I know, I'm not even talking about legacy, right? I'm just talking about my money is on the line. Why wouldn't I be in the gym?
Why?
Like, what if Kanye say making 5 beats a day for like? I would be in the gym living. I would damn near be living in the gym. Roll up, wipe the crust out my eyes, tie my sneakers up. 500 in the morning, eat breakfast, come back, get some ball handling. 500 in the afternoon, eat lunch.
And then defensive drills. Come on.
Listen, I've always said, I used to say the same thing. And I'm like, wait a minute. Everybody should be at least an 85% free throw shooter. Because you should just live. All summer, I'm finna get my free throws. Like Shaq father said, man, you would have been at this many points had you hit half of your free throws. And you should have just, get rid of your dignity and just granny
it, something.
do
whatever.
something, man. But dude, like you said, it ain't even about legacy. It's about like whatchamacallit said. Y'all got to get better.
Yes.
Y'all got to get better. Y'all not? Do y'all really want this?
Yeah. You know what the standard is here? This is the NBA. Listen, you got to get better. Listen, you gonna wear this jersey. you gotta get better, bro.
Yeah.
Get stronger,
Yeah,
better, get quicker. Like I'll be watching. I don't get it. Like I see a lot of the players like they're playing Fortnite all day, all
Yes.
damn night. Like, listen, I wouldn't give a damn about no goddamn Fortnite,
Video game,
no goddamn
nothing.
video game. I'm trying to be 99 on the goddamn video game, man.
I'm calling EA like, hey, I'm working out.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, my move set is, hey man, bring a guy out here, motion capture these moves. I got something for y'all ass this season. Listen, man.
Because everything, like, that's what everything was like. Like, this is almost like putting the cart before the horse with Dwight Howard, right? Dwight Howard wanted to be a movie star.
Right.
He wanted to, but he ain't work on his game. And what happened? The game ain't do well to you because you gotta put in what you gonna get out. And if you don't put it in, put in the time, put in the effort, put in the work, you ain't gonna get the same results that you think you're gonna get.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, all right. I think we have turned over this topic. I'll be very excited to see this.
That's what, July 1st. When do you think he makes his decision? When do you think he actually decides?
After the draft. I think after the draft. So, yeah, we're gonna see what everybody picks, and because there are gonna be some trades happening draft night.
Yeah, definitely.
So I believe that, and I mean, what's the deadline? Is that July 1st? Is the
July 1st is the opening day of free agency.
Yeah.
Do you think he waits? Now, historically, LeBron has held up free
Yes.
agency
Yes.
for the first 9 or 10 days before he made his decision.
Yeah.
Think it's more of the same?
No, I think if LeBron is paying attention at all, regardless of how good he knows he is and how much people want him, they will move without him.
Yeah,
People are not going to be held hostage by LeBron this offseason.
I think LeBron's going to make a quicker decision, and the reason why I think that is just because he's been through it before.
Yes.
He knows it now, and I honestly think
made his decision.
He's made his decision.
Yeah,
I honestly
absolutely.
think it's at this point. It's just waiting for the time to actually reveal
He
it.
made his decision in the conference finals.
Yeah,
But you know what though? Let's say this though. Let's go back to what you just said. He's gonna make his decision faster because he got things to do.
things to do. We gotta get.
He got to. Hey, let's call a team meeting. I need the playbook. I need to understand your philosophy. I need to listen.
Who's all gonna be here?
Who's gonna be
Yup.
here? I want to sit in on all these meetings. I want to meet the draft pick. I want to be involved with this entire process.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right.
That's the sound of.
Right.
Turning or the struggle turning. It won't catch.
Well, all right. So next week we got live look at the NBA draft. We will be here. We will watch it. We will do, like I said, we got in-depth analysis.
Yes.
We got try to get some predictions in.
I'm gonna be on camera.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely.
I gotta be
we'll
on
get
camera
a
for
TD up in here, so Revolution can be on camera with us. We're gonna have fun with this. It will be our season finale
Yes.
of True Baller Thursday. What was your favorite part of this NBA season?
Man, my favorite part of the season, I would say my favorite part of the season is actually just watching the storylines kind of unfold. Watching some of the different dramas. Like you forget that there was a point in time where the Rockets were trying to sneak into the Clippers locker room because they were trying to fight them. Like it's like little stuff like that just kind of gets lost. But also I love to see young players that develop. And so watching like Jason Tatum's get theirs and start establishing themselves and putting themselves on the map. I like seeing that. So
I like that, but wrong.
wrong.
True Baller Thursday was the best part of this here NBA season.
The highlight.
The highlight.
The season didn't start to True Baller
That
stuff.
was January, baby, but it was my favorite part of the season. Being able to discuss the sport that we love. So.
But we got NBA next year. I don't care where Paul George goes. OKC cannot be on Thursday nights.
Listen.
It can't happen.
Unless they somehow swing a trade for Davis and they sign LeBron. I don't want to see OKC
I don't wanna see-
every other Thursday.
God, like it was literally every week.
But
OKC.
y'all can actually keep up the LA Thursday.
Yeah, LA would be there. Yeah. LA would be there pretty much LeBron, anytime LeBron is in Golden State, is in San Antonio,
man.
is in
LeBron going to LA, every chance that there's a national game, LA's going to be playing. You best believe they playing
That
Thanksgiving
schedule
and Christmas.
Listen, that schedule's gonna be so hectic. They're gonna be going from Golden State to Boston to Houston. They gonna be flying everywhere, man. And there gonna be no rhyme or reason to their travel schedule.
Yeah, that's the Christmas. Let LeBron go to LA. Christmas game, Boston Lakers.
See, that's the thing, right? Usually it's a rematch. It's no way
They
Cleveland.
ain't booking that.
There's no way Cleveland is
They ain't
playing
booking that fight.
on Christmas Day.
No, sir. No, sir. All right, so join us next week. I think the draft starts about 7.
Yeah.
So we'll try to be on about 7. But you know FCN, we get here when we get here.
Yeah. We won't miss the first pick.
We will not. Absolutely. So I appreciate y'all coming out. And thank you to the Reggie Mathis. Thank you to our standing producer, The Revolution.
Yes.
I am J. Cole. Y'all have a good evening.